Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
A day after a shouting match between US President Donald Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart Zelenskyy during an Oval Office meeting, Russia on Saturday said that the latter's visit to Washington was a complete political and diplomatic failure. Earlier today, Zelenskyy had said that it is very important that Ukraine be heard and not forgotten. Zelenskyy said, and I quote, "It is important for people in Ukraine to know that they are not alone, that their interests are represented in every country, in every corner of the world." The relations between both the countries hit a new low on Friday after Zelenskyy's meeting with Trump and US Vice President J.D. Vance turned into a heated argument. During the diplomatic meeting expected to finalize a peace agreement between Ukraine and Russia, Trump pressured Zelenskyy to accept a ceasefire and accused him of stalling negotiations. Standing firm on his stance, Zelenskyy said Ukraine cannot change attitude towards Russia on a dime and added the spat with Trump is not good for both sides. Several world leaders, including Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, French President Emmanuel Macron, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, rallied in support of Ukraine. Scholz said, and I quote, "No one wants peace more than the citizens of Ukraine. That is why we are jointly seeking the path to a lasting and just peace. Ukraine can rely on Germany and on Europe." The rift between Trump and Zelenskyy has ballooned in recent days as US officials attempted to negotiate the minerals deal with Ukraine. In the last few weeks, Trump told his closest advisors that he does not like the way in which Zelenskyy has tried to drum up US support for Ukraine, claiming he used showmanship to try and win points with the media and Congress. The deal both Trump and Zelenskyy failed to make was supposed to open Ukraine's vast mineral wealth to the United States, but does not include explicit American security guarantees for Ukraine, a disappointment for Kyiv. Trump says the presence of Americans in business would serve as a form of guarantee. How much the deal would be worth to the United States is not spelled out. Trump has said he expects to gain hundreds of billions of dollars. Zelenskyy has said he would not sign an agreement that would put his country in debt for generations. Ukraine would contribute 50% of all revenues earned from the future monetization of all relevant Ukrainian government-owned natural resource assets to a reconstruction fund jointly owned and managed by the United States and Ukraine. The agreement does not specify how the funds would be spent or identify specific assets it covers, though it says they would include deposits of minerals, oil, and natural gas as well as infrastructure such as gas terminals and ports. Zelenskyy openly challenged Trump over his softer approach toward Russian President Putin and urged him to make no compromises with a killer. Trump told Zelenskyy at one point, urging him to be more thankful, and I quote, "You are gambling with World War III."
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what are you
You're
speaking
gambling
about?
with
What are you
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?